大家好，我是 Eddie， 欢迎来到你好汉语 What's up, my Eddie again? Welcome to 你好 Chinese, which is a fun Mandarin learning channel hosted by the amazing and cute Eddie G. Well, I have got a lot of messages from my Facebook friends because I recently started to use Facebook and try to make some friends who love Chinese language. And I realized one thing they do is they always greet with me nicely, but the way they greet with me is so wrong. They always ask me a question, 你好吗? which literally means how are you? But we don't actually say how are you in Chinese. If every time you say 你好吗 to me, I would feel a little bit awkward, like how should I respond to you? Why do you ask me 你好吗? Should I say I am good, I'm bad, or something like that? Well, you know, the culture is a little different between Asian and Western, and not mention China is an individual country. Like even in Asia, every country has different culture, yes? So, with that being said, in today's episode, amazing Eddie G is going to teach you how to greet with people for the first time, and when you become friends or when you get acquainted, what else could you say when you meet a person after you haven't seen each other for a long time? Well, let's get right to the point. 我们开始吧. When you first meet somebody, you of course can say 你好. 你好. Ni is with the third tone, so you nod your head. Teacher Eddie always tell you that, right? To nod your head to make effort to say the third tone. 你好. 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 Yes, 你好 is very, very acceptable. No matter you want to inquire somebody for something, you add somebody on WeChat. Okay, WeChat, by the way, is a Chinese chatting app. It's like it goes viral since 2012. It never stops. Everybody uses WeChat just like people use Facebook or WhatsApp, or Korean people use Line or Kakao Friends, something like that. So if you add somebody new, you want to greet, and also you want to inquire something, you can say 你好. Like 你好 is really useful. And how to respond 你好 when other people say that to you? Well, simply you can respond 你好, 你好. So the situation is like other people saying 你好 is hello, and you respond hello, hello, hello. 你好, 你好. That easy. Sometimes if you want to make yourself sound a little bit more casual or friendly, you could add one word at the end of 你好, which is 啊, 啊, 啊. So you say 你好啊, 你好啊, 你好啊. That's just like very casual, because is like an interjection word. It could be added here or not. It's up to you. We actually have a lot of interjection words in Chinese. I'm not sure about other countries. But yeah, you can also say 你好呀, ya, ya, ya. Ya is Y and A conjugation, and it pronounces at the first tone. 你好呀, 你好呀, that means hello. Another interjection word is o. O is the letter O, and you pronounce it as o. 你好哦, 你好哦, 你好哦. Every time when I hear 你好哦, it just gives me a very cute feeling, like you're super bubbly and friendly, and I can just picture you in my mind. You're such a lovely person. So if you want to act cute, you say 你好哦. The time I hear 你好哦mostly is when I ask questions from customer service. Like, you know, in China we have a super popular online shopping website called Taobao. So anyway, Taobao is like Amazon.com or eBay, and every time when I want to buy something there, and when I say 你好 to a customer service or like a online sales person, and they always reply me 你好哦, 你好哦. So that sounds really cute. Besides 你好, you can also say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to people. That's very acceptable as well. Just like, for example, on Facebook, okay, or on some other social media, or just in real life, in reality, if you happen to meet somebody in the morning, you say 早上好, 早上好, 早上好. 早上 means morning, Hao means good, obviously. You guys know that. So morning good, that means good morning. 早上好. If you meet me in the afternoon, you can say 下午好. 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 Good afternoon. If you meet me in the evening or at night, you can say 晚上好. 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 That means good evening. But be careful with the difference between 晚上好 and 晚安. 晚安 means good night. That means when you leave somebody, not when you want to greet somebody. Okay? When you leave each other or when you want to end this conversation because it's really late and then you say good night, that is 晚安. 晚安. Another situation is when you meet somebody who is older than you or somebody who has a title, okay, who is very privileged, or you show your respect to that person because of his job position or because of his age simply. What I mean is that when you meet teacher Eddie, because I'm your Chinese teacher, remember, I'm Eddie G, but what is my family name? What is Eddie G's family name? Oh shit, I never told you that. My family name is Gu. 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 That's a Chinese family name, but it is not the top 10 Chinese family name. I will make another episode about Chinese family name, and stay tuned. Anyway, if you want to say Mr. Gu, Mr. Gu, you can say Gu 先生. Gu 先生. Gu 先生. That literally means Mr. Gu, because in Chinese, in English, you say title first and then family name, right? Like Mr. Johnson, Mr. Obama. Shit, I can't think of any proper family name in English, so I use the previous president's family name. Yeah, Mr. Obama or Mr. Johnson, something like that. But in Chinese, you just switch the place. My family name is Gu, so you say Gu 先生, Mr. Gu. However, I am your teacher. You can say Teacher Gu, right? Teacher Gu. What is Teacher Gu? You say Gu 老师. Gu 老师. Gu 老师. 老师 is teacher, obviously. Gu 老师. Teacher Gu. But you can still call me Eddie. I love Eddie because Eddie just sounds really, I don't know, just really cute, and I'm cute. Okay, right. Let's just get back to the point. When you want to say hello, Teacher Gu, you can say 顾老师好. 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 That means hello, Teacher Gu. Or you can just say hello, teacher. Hello, teacher is 老师好. 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 If you see somebody who is older than you and she is a female and you want to call her aunt in China, because every time if you see a person, a female older than you, it's better to call them aunt in China. Because I know that in Western culture, you just call that person's name. Like if you call that person's name and she or he is older than you, you just sound really rude, okay? Like if you call your mother-in-law or just a senior person on the street, if you call their name, you sound really rude. So you say aunt. Aunt is 阿姨. 阿姨. 阿姨好. 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 That means hello, aunt. If you say 阿姨好, that person is going to be really happy. What about a middle-aged male? If that male is older than you and he seems like an uncle, and then you say hello, uncle. 叔叔好. 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 And guys, if you want to take your conversation with a new Chinese friend to the next step, you can say nice to meet you, right? This is very simple and common in conversations. You can say 很高兴认识你. 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 Nice to meet you. Be careful with 很 this word. I told you thousands of times that 很 works only as a default word here. It doesn't mean very, even though the literal meaning of 很 it is very, but here just ignore the meaning, just like a default word. 高兴 高兴 means happy. 认识 that means to meet, to know. 你 means you. Happy to meet you, happy to know you. 很高兴认识你. Or if you want to skip the formal vibe, you want to be really casual, you want to have the casual vibe, you don't need to say nice to meet you. You can just say, what are you doing? Hello, what are you doing now? What you up to? Think about it, it's very common. I remember when I used some chatting apps or, like friends making app on your phone, I always say, hey, what are you up to? What are you doing? Even though I don't know that person, I just skip the formal way. I don't say, oh, nice to meet you, my name is Eddie, what are you doing? I just say, hey, what are you doing? So how to say, what are you up to, or what are you doing in Chinese? 你在干什么？你在干什么？你在干什么？你 means you. 在 this word is a present continuous signal word that means you are doing something or I am doing something. Be doing form. 干 means to do. 什么 is a question signal word. 什么that means what. You are doing what. 你在干什么？你在干什么？ Or just out of curiosity, you can say, which city are you in? I feel like this question is not rude at all. I think it's a good conversation starter in Chinese. You can say, which city are you in? 你在哪个城市？你在哪个城市？你在哪个城市？你 means you. 在 this word, just now I told you it works as a present continuous be doing form signal word, right? But here, just simply treat it as am or live in, am in, live in, okay? You live in, 你在哪个 means which. 城市 means city. You are in which city? You live in which city? 你在哪个城市? Or if you meet a person and that happened to be the breakfast, lunch, or the dinner time, which means a meal time, you meet a person, you can also ask questions like, have you eaten your dinner? Have you eaten your lunch? So it's like a very common thing in China to ask people whether you have eaten your meal or not. So we say, 你吃饭了吗？你吃饭了吗？你吃饭了吗？你 is you. 吃饭 means eat meal because 吃 literally means eat. 饭 that means rice or a meal. 了 is a past tense signal word. 吗 is a yes and no question signal word. 你吃饭了吗？ You ate your dinner? Finally, if you guys have met for a while and you become a little acquainted and you're not strangers anymore, then after a long time you don't talk, you can ask 你最近怎么样？你最近怎么样？你最近怎么样？ That means how you doing recently or what's going on recently. 你 means you. 最近 means lately, recently, these days. 怎么样 means how. You recently, how? That means how are you recently? 你最近怎么样？你最近怎么样？ To answer this type of question, you can simply say 还行，还可以，还好，还行，还可以，还好。Three of them are acceptable. They all mean just alright, just okay, kind of, something like that. I think because we are greeting with each other, we don't really care how other people really feel. Just like English, if you ask how are you going to tell me that shit, I lost my money these days, I am really unhappy? That's gonna just make other people feel awkward, right? So just give a very simple answer, just like I'm good or not bad, something like that, and then you jump to the next topic, right? I think this point is quite similar with Chinese as well. No people really want to or have time to hear about your real complaints in life because they're just greeting with you and you say I'm fine, 还行,还好,还可以, just okay, and then you can talk about some other things. Okay guys, that's the end of today's lesson. Now you know that in Chinese, never ever say 你好吗 because 你好吗 sounds really not authentic. It's just like the language coming out from a very traditional Chinese teaching textbook. So if you want to be really good at spoken Chinese, don't be fooled by the Chinese textbooks.